is the ultimate travel guide from the people who know it best. Weekends with Yankee.
From Portsmouth, New Hampshire, we drive further down the coast to Cape Cod, Massachusetts, where we discover the surprising history of pirates in New England. Here we find the world's only authenticated pirate treasure.
Aye, matey.
From the 18th century galley ship Whydah, which sank off this coast in 1717. It's an incredible tale of pirates, legends, and a buried treasure of jewelry, coins, cannons, and other artifacts. And it was all discovered and dug up by my old friend Barry Clifford, who's going to bring us to his lab to get a sneak peek at some never-before-seen pirate booty.
Hey, Barry.
Hey, Richard, how are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you, man.
This is impressive. I was walking sort of along the beach and I was trying to imagine what it would have been like 300 years ago when you did have pirate ships and slave ships and all sorts of other shenanigans going on offshore.
Yeah, no, it was, this was Pirate Central. And the place, where we found the ship is called the Graveyard of the North Atlantic. There were over 3,000 ships wrecked there. So when we first began looking for the ship, it was like really looking a needle in a haystack. The Whydah stands alone really as it was a slave ship captured by pirates, and they were experimenting in democracy on board this ship where everybody was free. Africans and Native Americans and a mishmash of Europeans. It didn't matter what color you were or what religion you were. Everybody had an equal share.
So give me a description of the actual ship.
100 feet, 120 feet long, 22, 24 feet wide, would have had like 26 guns on board. Could carry anywhere up to 600, 700 slaves. This was big business in the 18th century.
So how did the ship then end up here in Cape Cod?
This was one of the worst storms of record, and it was in April of 1717. And it drove the ship right up onto a sandbar within probably 500, 600 feet from shore.
Do you feel like you've found everything off of this ship?
No, we've got so much more to go. It's scary.
Really? And you're only in 20 feet of water. What makes it so hard?
Because it's buried under the sand, and we're in this really dangerous place. We have to anchor very close to shore. We have to put 7 anchors out. We've got a big surf that's always coming in. Water's very cold.
There's sharks there.
White sharks, yeah. And the ship broke into pieces and spread out and broke up over a large area because of the storm that it was in. So you have this scatter pattern of where the ship broke up and deposited artifacts. If you threw an iron bar in the salt water and then threw 50 coins on top of the iron bar, let's say the iron bar is that big, any of those coins within the electrical field of that iron bar as it degradates are going to fuse into a lump like that.
But how hard is it to pull these lumps apart?
No, it's not hard. It just takes time to do it correctly. We have so much more to bring up and so many years and years of work ahead of us. When you see our laboratory, you'll know why. This is Chris McCourt.
Hey, Chris, how are you? Leave your glove on. Oh, okay. You didn't
nice
have
to
do
meet
that
you.
on. This looks like real coins right here that you're taking out.
Yeah, you can see here in the X-ray, all of those, what we call hot spots, are coins. And the smaller hot spots are pieces of gold.
Right now I'm using a dental pick to carefully remove the concretion from underneath the coin, and I'm being very careful not to make contact with the coin. But these picks are fantastic for getting the little tiny stones out. And then what I'm going to use is a wooden pick like this, get underneath it to start loosening it, kind of like a loose tooth. Yep. And so you can see it's starting to wiggle here. Just being very careful. Boom, there it is. And I can clean that up a little bit so we can see some of the detail on there. I just use a little baking soda and just a real soft brush. We leave the patina on the coins. We don't polish them. We just let them be.
I can handle it with my hands?
Yeah. What's really fantastic is the last person to have held that in their hands or have seen that was one of the pirates from the Whydah.
That's pretty extraordinary. This is sort of like the tip of the iceberg. I can't wait to see the lab where the other stuff is.
Oh yeah, no, you get ready, you're gonna be shocked.
Okay, shocked in a good way.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay.
This is our conservation warehouse where we work on material when we bring it back from the shipwreck.
This place is huge. I mean, it's a massive amount of stuff.
It's a scary amount of
And
stuff.
each one of these cannons was encrusted in all sorts of
Yeah,
stuff.
the cannons, when we find them, this is a concretion, and this is a massive cannon, by the way, but it's also concreted with all of this material. That square object is actually the gun door. So when the cannon went through the side of the ship, it took out the gun door with it, and over a period of time, it fused to the cannon itself. There's pewter plates sticking out of the side of it. This is the caboose that Henry David Thoreau described in his book, Cape Cod.
And a caboose being?
This was a stove, the actual stove where you cooked. The conservation process on this is going to be really, really, really complicated because it weighs a couple thousand pounds. And this will be the first time since 2007 that we've brought this completely out of the water.
And you say it weighs a couple thousand, it weighs a ton?
Yeah, so you grab one end, I'll grab the other. And, but we'll bring it out of the water, and I want to look at it just to get an idea of what it might have been sitting on.
Something tells me I don't want to stand underneath this.
I wouldn't get too close. Watch out, Richard. Stand back. Get this thing. Decides to tip over. Get back.
Oh, okay.
This thing just moved.
Your back wheel is going up a little.
Hold on, I got it.
It's out of water. Whew.
Don't get too close to this thing, okay? This thing could tip over. I haven't looked in here yet, so. Yeah, there's something here. See this? It was gold flakes frozen into the back of that.
I know they didn't have iPhones when you first pulled this out of the water.
Yeah, that's right. I want to set it down. I don't trust it. It's a lot of weight.
If he doesn't trust it, believe me, I don't trust it.
Okay, Richard, pull it towards you. Okay.
Barry, got me a little nervous there.
Welcome to my world. It's too scary. It was a little crooked, and I just didn't want it shifting and dropping, you know, and breaking. So it's just, you know, it's what, you know, it was fine.
Your heart was going a little. You and I have known each other quite a few years, and I have to admit, I learned more about pirates today going through your museum than I have in our entire friendship.
Yeah.
And really, congratulations, Barry.
Thank you very much.